All right, good morning. And today I actually got a reply from the from Twilio, and we're gonna try to respond to that. Hopefully, so first of all, I'm gonna read it so that you can see what it says. So thank you for blah, blah, blah. Allow me to clarify on the provided opt-in screenshot. And this is not the opt-in screenshot. Please edit the opt-in language, sign-up agreement, add a consent checkbox for your end users to proceed. Your end users should be aware from whom they are agreeing to receive messages, what type of message, how often, and how they can opt out. Please see the example below. Please ensure compliance with the consent web form Twilio. Websites where consistent. Ensure the website where consent is collected includes a privacy policy. This is like bullshit. I get so upset about this stuff because it's like, what the fuck are you on about? Because I'm literally linking, like, I don't understand it. I've basically pasted here links to terms of service, privacy policy. I'm explaining that that exists within the app. And this gets me so fucking frustrated because it's like, either you're not explaining it to me so that I understand what you're saying, or you're not fully looking at what I'm sending you. Because the way that I interpret this, additionally, please ensure compliance with the consent. Like, why would they add this if they don't feel like I'm not doing it? And what they don't feel like I'm not doing is, in that case, providing a privacy policy and a terms of service. Is used exclusively by the registered brand company. Ensure the opt-in consent form. I strongly recommend reviewing our campaign approval, blah, blah, blah. After that, feel free to edit it. Okay. God fucking damn it. I'm trying to not be, like, when I'm doing I'm trying to show you the actual frustration that I feel. So I'm trying not to filter it. I usually filter that sort of stuff, and but I feel like it maybe is better for me to kind of share what I actually, like, what my actual thoughts are when I'm reading this. Like, I feel like I get so upset with this person because I feel like you're not looking at what I'm sending you. But I also want to maintain the fact that I'm very aware that there's a high possibility that there's something that I'm missing. Probably, most likely, I'm missing something. But the way that I'm interpreting this right now, in my mind, it seems like they're just not looking at what I've sent them, which is extremely frustrating. And I feel like that's valuable to kind of share the reality of what my thoughts are instead of a filtered version. And that's something that I'm bad at, like, thinking something and saying it. What I usually do is I will think something, then I will filter through it, I will argue about it in my head, and then I will present it. And that's not something that I do consciously. It's not something, I don't think it's something that I do to impress people or anything like that. It's just something, just how I work. But I feel like it's sort of not optimal, or not what I want to do in this series, because I want, it's a strange thing where I want to share what I'm going through so that in the future, if someone else wants to build something like this, they can watch this series and they can see what it feels like to be doing this, what my thought process are, how I'm dealing with these things. Because the problem with a lot of, like, retroactive like usually what you get is you don't see what people do before they're like successful. What you actually get is you see them when they're successful talking about how they got there, if that makes sense. And when you hear that, it always, even if they're trying to be open, honest, all that stuff, it's very hard to see like, what does that actually mean when they say like, oh, it was so frustrating, oh, we faced so many failures, there was so much like, so many obstacles that we had to overcome, and there were so many doubts and all that sort of stuff. That all sounds really great, but it's just like, it's very hard to relate to it when you don't see it. It's almost hard to believe it, I think, when you don't see it. When there's no real proof of it, it can almost seem like, yeah, you probably did, but you were probably way smarter than I am, so you probably had way harder problems than I am facing. But with this series, I'm trying to show you everything and all the stupid mistakes that I'm faced with, and all of the whatever level you want to consider my problems to be at, you get to see the problems as they are, if that makes sense. And so that means that if someone goes to watch this, if this becomes a successful app at some point, and someone asks me, what was it like, or how was it? Then I can just point them to this series and they can actually watch these mistakes. They can watch what I felt like when I got the response from Twilio and I couldn't get the whole text messaging thing to work, which maybe the person that's watching it then will feel like, well, that's super easy. How was he not able to do that? And that's good, in my opinion. That's really good, because that means that what I want this series to do is I want it to encourage people to, specifically people who don't think that they're good enough to do this sort of stuff. I want to encourage that person to see that like, it's not that hard. You can do it. And so yeah, that's why I feel like it's good to that's what the whole point of the series is. And then as I'm doing this, I'm trying to get better at not filtering my thoughts before I say them, just say what I think. Because I think that adds even more value to it, because then, like, let's say you look at Steve Jobs and he's on some interview about Apple and you just think that, or I don't know if you think this, but it can all seem very polished, it can all seem very thought through, and it can seem very like stoic or put together, if that makes sense. And it's really hard to see or understand what it's like when that person gets frustrated, or what it's like when that person is not getting the result that they want or whatever. So by me not filtering what I say, maybe it will be more helpful in the future for other people. But yeah, I usually have to like stop myself when it comes to this sort of stuff and have to rethink what I want to say, because like the funny thing is, when I got this response, the first one, the first thing that I sent back was just, hang on, there are 100% links to screenshots of the opt-in method. Have you even reviewed it? And this is obviously me super frustrated receiving this thing. Like, that's pretty nice, I would say, from what I wanted to tell them. But it's still like, it's very short, it's not descriptive, doesn't really do anything. And then I replied with this long thing, and all of a sudden they responded within like an hour. So I'm gonna try to take my time and actually respond properly to this. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that this is way too, it's a bit too harsh maybe, but this is something that I've learned from my dad actually, because my dad is very similar to me when it comes to this stuff. What he would usually do is when he was replying to clients and things, and he got frustrated, what he would do is he would sit down and he would write his response when he was the most frustrated, and he would like write it out, write everything that he wanted to say, exactly how he wanted to say it. And then he would take a break for like, I don't know, an hour, or maybe it was a day. I don't quite remember how long he said that he took the break, but it was like quite a while. I think it was probably a day. And then the day after he would come back to it, and he would reread it, and he would try to like, or naturally the second time that he read it, he would want to kind of ease off on the throttle a little bit and like be a little bit nicer. So he would like rewrite it, and then he would take another break, and then he would do the same thing again until he was like, okay, this feels like it's pretty good now. I don't quite remember how many times or how he decided that, but he said that it was such a good thing because it's like you get all of your frustration out. I don't think he understood. Well, he did understand it, but I don't think he understood the value of writing down what you want to say. I think he understood the fact that, okay, my first message is going to be too like angry, so I need to just write that so that I can then fix it. I don't think he understood the other part of it, which is I think it's quite valuable to get your frustration out in that way, if that makes sense, so that you actually get to write what you want to write. And then once you've written that, you can go back and you're not attached to it anymore. You don't feel like you have to say it because you already said it, if that makes sense. And yeah, it's a pretty good way to do it. But I don't know, I feel like mine is not super bad. Like just some things are a little bit maybe too harsh, or too like trying to make them out as being stupid, I guess. Okay, so this is, I'm gonna read it so you can hear it, and then you can be the judge of how you think if it sounds. Okay. Okay, so I still don't quite understand. You shared 1 out of 2 opt-in screens in your response here. The one that you highlighted is actually the second screen. The user doesn't get to that screen unless they pass the first screen. On the first screen, by pressing Create Account, they agree to the terms of service and the privacy policy. This is clearly stated in the text at the bottom of the screen, where the terms of service and privacy policy are also linked. And then below that I wrote, again, to be super clear about this, here is the terms of service. So I link the terms of service, and here is the privacy policy. Link the privacy policy. Both are linked in the Create Account page of the app. And in these two, I clearly state exactly all the information that you require about who is sending the text, how often, and how to opt out, etc. So a third time, the first screen is the one I attach below. So I'm going to attach a screenshot. At the bottom, there's a text that clearly states, by pressing Create Account button, you agree to the terms of service and privacy policy. Then and only then do they get to the second screen where they can enter the phone number. So they literally cannot even get to the page where they enter their phone number without first agreeing to the terms of service and privacy policy. So therefore, I do not understand at all what you mean when you said this. Additionally, please ensure compliance with the consent form of Twilio messaging policy. Ensure the website where consent is collected includes a privacy policy and a terms of service. Ensure the opt-in consent form is used exclusively by the registered brand and company. Ensure the opt-in consent form is used solely for this campaign. Because that makes it seem like you have not quite understood that the terms of service and privacy policy are not only clearly linked in the screenshot of the app attached below, but are also linked in my previous message where I added the description of how users consent to receiving text messages. If I am missing something, please be way more clear about what, because I currently don't understand what you are asking me to do, since it seems to me that I'm already doing exactly what you're asking me to do. And then a third time, or like a fourth time, I don't know how many times, but to be even more clear, here are my questions. 1, is it not enough to have the terms of service and policy on the first page of the app clearly linked and explained? 2, is the checkbox on the again second page where the users fill in the phone number the actual requirement? So like, do you need a checkbox specifically? Is that what you're asking for? And 3, do you understand that I have the terms of service and privacy policy linked and that they are for this app only and no other app or company? And that they appear before the screen where the user can enter the phone number. So the thing that I feel is a little bit harsh is maybe this last one, because it's basically saying like, are you stupid? Do you understand that I have the terms of service, blah, blah, blah. But I also feel like it's kind of necessary, because at this point they've replied 2 times saying that the privacy policy, blah, blah, blah. They've replied 2 times about that. So I feel like it is necessary to kind of explain, like, do you understand that they are linked? And if so, what am I missing? Is it not enough to have the terms clearly linked and explained? So I might need to Okay, so I'm gonna make a video actually. Yeah, let's make a video. OBS. Let's see if this will break my computer completely. All right, does it just screen coding? Okay, let's remove that. The mic. All right, okay. So let's start recording. All right, so I'm gonna do a video here to just explain what I mean with the app so that it's clearly explained. So here, this is the first screen of the app. I can't get anywhere unless I press one of these 2 buttons. And down here, it says very clearly, by continuing, you confirm that you are 18 years or older and you agree to our terms of service and privacy policy. These are links, so if I press this, I will get to the privacy policy. This privacy policy also contains all the information that's needed, all the information about the text messaging as well. So here we go, messaging policy and opt-in out instructions. All of this is included. So Cora may send you transactional SMS messages such as one-time verification codes or important notifications when you register, blah, blah, blah. All of this is included. All this is information that you say is important. Privacy policy, also linked, also contains everything that you need. You can read them if you want to. They're not for anything else. They're just for, I have this website. I don't have a website for the app yet. So that's why it might seem like they're for something else. They are for this specific app. If you press them, it will say Quora. It's clear that it's just for this app. And so by continuing, essentially by pressing either of these buttons, you agree to all of this. So then when I press this button, that's the only time that I can enter a phone number. Before that, I cannot enter a phone number. So by pressing this, I'm essentially checking in that checkbox that you want me to check in. So I'm kind of curious, do I need the checkbox as well? Like, do we need a second thing here? Like, is that, maybe that's a law, I don't really know. But maybe there's a law that says that we have to have a checkbox on this specific page. Maybe we have to have some text at the bottom here that says by pressing send code, you agree to get a text message from Quora or whatever. This is what I don't understand. This is why I need you to explain to me, because I do not get it. And I feel like we have everything that you want. We just don't have the specific checkbox. But that's where I'm like, do we need the checkbox? You're also questioning the terms of service and privacy policy, but I feel like you maybe haven't seen that we have them here, but we do have them. So I don't, again, understand what you're really asking for, or what I'm missing. All right, now we've recorded that. I want actually your feedback in the comments. Like, what do you think I sound like? Because I feel like I sound pretty nice, but I also feel like I'm kind of frustrated. So I don't know what my vibe is if you listen to it. And I think that's kind of funny because it's like, it's one of those things where it's like when you're the person doing it, you're kind of unaware of how you come across. But I am aware of that, if that makes sense. I'm aware that I'm unaware. So it means that this is getting very meta, but like, I'm aware that I'm unaware, which means that I don't really trust how I feel like I come across when I say this stuff. Because I feel like I'm trying to like hold back a little bit of the frustration, but still like show that I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Demo Twilio. All right. I actually think that's quite good. It doesn't seem like it's too harsh, I would say, at least. Cora demo Twilio. And then we'll add that to the desktop for now. And then we will render it out and upload it to Google Drive. Okay, that has been exported. So now we'll grab this, then we will go and we will upload it. And then we will share it, copy the link. Okay, I don't know. I want to have it in capital letters just so that they do not miss this video. But I'm sort of like, should I just delete everything and just send the link to the video and like explain my questions? Actually, let's do this. I just deleted that. I didn't even think about it. So I'm linking it twice just because I'm like, please only answer after you've watched my demo video. Again, I'll link it here. I'm doing that because to me, it doesn't really seem like they're clicking on the links that I'm sharing and they're not fully looking at the pictures that I'm adding. So I don't really know. Okay, let's post this comment and hope that they will. Okay, copy. We're gonna have to reload the page. All right, post a comment. Okay, so I think that was good. This is a thorough. What? Why did no. Why did the ones and why did the list stuff disappear? All right. We can't do much more than that, I don't think. Yeah, I think we have everything. Okay, it's not really a day's work, but I guess that will have to do today just because I don't, again, have much time. And well, I have time, but like now we'd have to start working on this add voice response activation. I don't have time to, I think at least, I don't have time to start this in a proper way. And I feel like that we can do that in the next video instead. So that I don't feel rushed to try to get that done, and I can instead just do it properly. And I think we got something really good done today, which is the demo video. I feel like maybe that was necessary. I've sort of been not wanting to do that. But I also feel like, do people do demo videos even for these sort of things? To me, it's quite easy to do it because I'm a YouTuber, I'm doing this stuff for a living, so I have all the equipment and all the stuff set up on my computer to do like screen recordings and editing videos. All that stuff is like very second nature to me. But I feel like that's not going to be the case for most people, so most people probably wouldn't. I mean, it would be more effort for a lot of people, I think, to do a video demo of an app. And some people might not even think about it because it's like so far from what they typically do that they, you know, when you're not like, I don't know what the comparison could be, but like if you're not a chef, then maybe when you're cooking a meal, you wouldn't think to add oregano to it. But when you're a chef, it's like, of course you're gonna add oregano to this. You don't even think about it, you just add it. I'm thinking that maybe it's one of those things where like people wouldn't think to do the video demo, but I don't know. Either way, we got it done, and to me it feels like the only thing that I could think of that could be a problem right now is that there's some sort of law in the US that says, or in the world, I don't know, that says that you have to have a checkbox if you're going to send a text message. But that cannot be true, because that's not true. I've checked on like Tinder and what's the other one, Hinge, and they don't have that. So it's like, obviously that's not a requirement. It might be a requirement for Twilio specifically, like their services, they want you to have that. But then it sort of has to be a Twilio specific requirement, I think. I don't really know. But that's the only thing that I can think of, is that the physical checkbox is a requirement and I'm not meeting that. Other than that, I feel like everything's fine and should be fine. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one on Friday, and hopefully by then we'll have had a response to this, and we'll have something to work with.